Hello guys, it's Ace from WhimsicalTv and today we'll be looking at Awesomenauts. What this game is about basically is a typical MOBA which was just released on Steam. But there are several very important differences between real MOBAs and Awesomenauts that you should know about. While we're discussing the differences, I'll be playing a game with one of the first characters released in the game called Leon. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation for him, but since he's a French chameleon, I thought I should pronounce Leon with a French accent. Anyway, the character has his own theme song, which is amazing, and own catchphrases. When you buy items, he says funny stuff like "garçon," and he's just adorable. One of the first and most major differences in the game is the map itself. Unlike other MOBAs, the lanes here are positioned on different levels, because the game, ultimately, is just a platformer. However, that doesn't really make the game simplified in any way. Unlike other games, in Awesomenauts, you get your skills first, and then you are granted a level for the skills that you bought. So basically I might be sitting on a big pot of gold, and it wouldn't matter, because if I'm not spending it on skills or upgrading already existing ones, I'm gonna be counted as a level 1 character. About the skills now. The way they're represented is very intriguing, because you have to go to the shop and spend your solar energy, which is the game's currency, to buy different abilities or boost the ones that you've already bought. And now here's my favorite difference. Jungle in Awesomenauts is nothing like any other jungle that we've seen before in MOBAs. The jungle here has mobs that you kill only in order to gain HP. They don't grant you gold, you don't get levels. So basically jungle in this game is not implemented to make sure that one of the people playing is going to be sitting there the first 10 minutes of the game. It's there to make sure that everyone can sit in their lanes without having to go back after someone tries to gank you, or after you've played against an opponent who's harassing you very hard. Basically, I love it. Like, that's all I can say about it, really. Anyway, back to the differences. Another thing is the fact that you find money everywhere. Like, it's laying on the ground, like the ones I'm picking up right now. You get it from bots, you get it from killing people, you get it from destroying turrets. Money is like everywhere in the game, and you just have to make sure that you grab it. It's not about last hitting, like in every other MOBA there is. Smite tried to make something different by letting people cash in on mobs that die near them, but it's still very different. And now let's move to the last difference. Once you die, but unfortunately you're not gonna see me there in that game because I did amazingly well. So once you die, you get sent back to your ship, and then you get to fly with a little capsule thingy from your ship back to the battlefield, picking up coins along your way. I mean, how great is that? You die and then you get to pick money because you've died. It's awesome. You know, for the people that love dying at least. So that's about the differences pretty much. So now we can focus more on the game, and I can comment on everything that happens in it. As you can see, I'm playing a stealth character. Since he's a chameleon, he can just disappear into nothingness and leave a shadow of himself to confuse people. And then you can go back, get some HP, then go back in the fight and kill a person like I'm gonna do right now. So, jumping around, went to the jungle. That's the jungle. These are the little mobs that give you HP once they die. Surprisingly, they only die from 3 hits in the start of the game. Once you upgrade your normal attacks, they die even faster. And this is the way you cross between platforms. You can drop down, you can jump up, and as you can see, I just left one of my mirror visions if you want to. And I can just pass between, behind the guy, kill him, and then look at my score and be dazzled. And I'm on a killing spree. That's the turret. There's one major difference between ranged characters and melee characters. If you're ranged, you can just demolish turrets and you don't care, because the minions are right in front of you, the bots in this case. They're right there, they're in front of you, so you don't have to worry about the turret hitting you. If you're melee and you press D, which is the forward button, more than you should, you will go in front of the bots, which will cause the turret to target you. And it sucks. So I wish they would like implement something that deals with that, but it's fairly easy to get around. So a dude was killed by a solar boss, and he was humiliated as well. So there we go. Me and this guy called Lone Star, who is a ranged pusher. Basically all his abilities deal with pushing. He can throw grenades at turrets, at people as well. He can summon a big giant bull. Basically he's a redneck guy. That's the only way I can picture him. As you can see, turrets are quite hard to down in the game, but it's very rewarding once you do. There are tons of different maps. You don't always play on the same map, so the game doesn't feel like you're just like dying out of boredom after your 10th game, because you've seen it all before. Like the maps just keep changing and you get new and exciting scenarios in which you fight the other players. Also, this is a new thing. The game is not a 5 vs 5 MOBA, it's a 3 vs 3 MOBA, which is something that I personally really like, because quite frankly, I'm tired of playing League of Legends with people that have no clue how to play the game. I mean, they haven't seen any forums, they haven't seen any builds for the character, and they most certainly have not checked the spotlights. Otherwise, they would have known how to play the certain champion. So, and then you're stuck with 3 of those in a team, and you get one teammate who knows what he's doing, and for some reason, you always see 5 decent players on the other side, or it's just because you remember those games because they're bad. But anyway, when you have 3 people in a team, you depend less on the others and more on yourself, which is something very nice, because you actually feel in control. Like, if you fail, your team fails. So here I'm trying to push that lane. I'm being very careful about the creeps, and I'm chopping away at the turret. This is the last turret before their Nexus or Minotaur or whatever you want to call it. Basically the base that you have to kill in order to win it. In this game it's called the drill, and there we go, there's an annoying guy which comes to pester me and then gets scared and runs away. So I'm gonna follow him because I want to kill him. There we go. Oh well, unfortunately he was killed by the mother or the father, I don't know the gender of that creature, of the jungle. So yeah, he's not a sports player. Anyway, back to the turret. Chop chop chop. While I'm completely demolishing the turret, I'm just gonna comment quickly on the UI of the game. It is very well made. Your abilities are in the middle, obviously. You can use Q and E to use your 2 special abilities, or you can use the right mouse button and the middle mouse button. It's up to personal preference. Personally, I prefer using the mouse buttons because I'm moving with WASD, but then again, it's up to you. So then I'm gonna backdoor this turret because it's just cool, and I'm gonna run away. Backdooring is like a thing in that game, especially with a melee. Like, you have to be really cool to pull this off, I think, because it's so hard. Because you have to run twice longer than a ranged champion. And for some reason, my people, like the people that I play with, didn't want to backdoor. I'm all about backdooring. Like, as soon as League of Legends came out, I was just amazed by the fact that you could backdoor there and no one cares. People are like, well, that's not Dota, so, you know. Anyway, there's a guy that just decided to jump on me with 5 HP. That's not a great idea. Basically, my character's abilities are just a normal attack that you see, the turn invisible thingy, and summon your mirror image thingy, which is the same spell simultaneously. And the third one is my favorite one. It's like Blitzcrank's hook. I don't know if you guys have played League of Legends, but it's pretty much you pull one of theirs next to you. Cool things. If you're next to a turret, you pull them next to the turret, they die. Cool things. Your teammates are next to you, you pull them, they die. It's a great ability. It also deals tons of damage and silences eventually if you've upgraded it. Anyway, that's the drill here. As you can see, we're completely demolishing it and just jumping around, being invisible, being cool, waiting for the creeps. Now I'm like thinking, should I go to the jungle to heal or... And yes, there we go. Plus 50 HP from the jungle, plus 30 more from one of the creeps, and let's go back into the fight. This game is like way more actiony than other MOBAs just because of that jungle. So anyway, in here I could have backdoored the drill, but I decided to kill them first, even though there's another turret down there. But yes. So the drill goes down and boom goes the dynamite. Game is won. Victory, achievement, and 6-0. Pretty nice score. I think that I'm like ranked 72nd in the rankings right now. I'm not sure. Might be a bit up because I just won a game, but you never know. There we go. Unlocked an item. Anyway, that's it from me, folks. I hope you liked the video. If you want to see something else, make sure that you message me or just comment under it. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to WhimsicalTv for more game reviews. And that's it from me. Take care.